What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the H Town Rundown. This is your boy AD, and I got my co-host in the building, Auntie Swan. How are you doing this great Friday evening?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing this evening?
Doing good. We get the first home game of the season on
Yes.
in what 2 days, so
Hey.
I'm ecstatic. All
Yep.
white, roof open,
Hmm.
fireworks, all that. I'm kind of mad that we got the performances we gonna have, but
Oh,
you
really?
know.
Good to tell you. I didn't get that
So
information. Who we got performing?
We got Clay Walker performing the national anthem.
No.
Um,
Okay. National anthem.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then we got Big X the Plug and Slim Thug and all them doing the halftime
Okay. I'm
show.
good with that. I'm good with that. I'm
Yeah,
good with that. I know
so
everybody ready to move on from them and so forth, but I'm good with that. I thought you meant
and
Clay Walker was halftime. I was like, no, that's
now
not what I want.
Clay Walker is the resident. Anytime there's a big game, national game, he's always the resident national anthem.
Yeah, I found national anthem.
But now, like I say, the Texans got a game on Sunday. We all prepared um to see the Texans at home in that all white. I think they're gonna show up and show out as always, but it's very, very interesting that this game is coming on this early with Caleb Williams and
Hmm.
everything in that matter. But before we jump into it, I want to go ahead and I just want to get some thoughts off. Is that okay? Auntie,
Yes.
if I go and get some thoughts off. So um past few days, past few weeks, I've been kind of thinking about, things and how the H Town Rundown is going and doing and everything like that. And I just want to, give my appreciation um for everybody that's a part of the H Town Rundown, everybody that supports the H Town Rundown. Me personally, I've been trying to do this content creation for about 3 years now, almost
Yep.
3 years now, building up the H Town Rundown. Started with BOP, moved on to the H Town Rundown. But I want to, talk about how grateful I am. Um, I'm grateful in the fact that I'm able to do this because I love it and love talking sports, but also the fact that giving people voices who otherwise wouldn't feel like they had voices to have. Um, Being able to give the Prestons, the Dantes, the Ryans on the basketball side, giving, Mike G, yourself, Country Mike, we call him RG Mike,
Yeah.
Larry Payton, and all the other people, Pastor, everybody that's, I don't think it's in our Texan community, I don't think it has been one person that hasn't been on the pod. Probably Pat Storm, maybe. Is probably one of the only ones, but we've had, the big Sarges. We just had John Hickman on from Locked On Texans. Um, all of them already have the platforms, but given the people that don't have the platforms to speak, just like we did in the spaces, I'm just grateful that the H Town Rundown is a place where everybody's voice can be heard and it doesn't stop. It is always continues. So once again, if y'all ever want to join the pod, want to speak on something, the round table is always available every Tuesday night. So just hit my DM, hit the H Town Rundowns DM, and you see this banner at the bottom. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the podcast, and just DM, me, myself, Auntie. Well, you can't DM Auntie Swan. You gotta have Triple G level access to get to that. But Mike G, myself, or Jules St. John Texans, DM us and or DM the H Town Rundown, and we'll be sure to hit you send you the link and let you come on and speak. So this is a open forum as always, but I just want to say I'm grateful, I'm thankful for everybody that's supporting the H Town Rundown, and it's just getting started.
Well,
Um,
thank you for the platform and being a female sports fan. I truly appreciate it. I mean, I know Yvonne or the Yvonnes and Swans of the
mhm.
sports world appreciate it having that opportunity. Because for women, it is very hard for us to
Mhm.
football, but I truly appreciate it. Your love, your passion, your dedication. Um,
Mhm.
so keep doing it. We'll be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I thank you for always bringing the energy, and bringing the controversy too.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But look here we go. Shout out Yvonne, man. But man, it's a lot going on Sunday, man. I'm ready. I'm hyped. But what are you most? You know what? Before I jump into that, let's talk about the AFC South.
Okay.
Let's talk about the AFC South because I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm ready to talk about this game, but we need to go around the league. Let's go around the league. Let's start with the AFC South, then we'll talk about the tour thing for a second. Then we'll jump into the game.
Okay.
Shout out DJ Waller as well. What's good with your brother? AFC South. Right now, the AFC South standings are Houston Texans 1-0.
Yes.
Everybody else 0-1.
Zero.
Everybody 0.
Zero.
No wins. They all took losses. Of course, the Colts lost to us in a pretty good game. I'll give
Yes,
them,
it
which
was.
we all figured the Colts were our immediate competition for the division, like our toughest competition in the division.
Yeah.
I know some people would toss it up between them and Jacksonville, but I mean, when you got Trevor Lawrence under center in Jacksonville, hey, even though I know he wasn't the cause of that loss, but Jacksonville, man, they are suspect. They showing their true form last year at the end of the last year, and they showing it all over again this year, coughing up games that you should have easily won. I think they were 17-0 on Miami at
Uh.
one point.
Yep.
They gave up. I think both them and the Titans gave up 17-point leads
Mm-hmm.
in the second half. So you talking about you had a 17-point lead in the second half, and you gave that up. Jags are going, and we always say someone Jags gonna jag.
Yep.
Um, and the Titans got a Will Levis conundrum that they can't get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was listening to the Titans Coliseum podcast, and they sounded deeply depressed about Will Levis and his decision making. Um, but I think they have some issues too as well. But what are your thoughts about the division?
First, like you said, is the Colts. I always thought they would be right there with us. Could it go down to the wire? Possibly. It all depends upon the health of AR and everything clicking. Because they still got Jonathan Taylor over there, although we contained
Mhm.
him, and he really wasn't a factor in the game. But I felt like they were going to be a strong competition. The Jags, I had them at third, being there, and I always said, Titans will be ass. But that's my personal bias, which turns out to be true at times. But anyway,
Mhm.
so I've watched the Titans game because I was watching that live at the time. I had to go back and watch the actual Jags Dolphins game to understand what the hell happened. Um,
Mhm.
so for me, I feel as confident as I did in the off season regarding how I think our team was constructed, what we could do. I barring any major injuries
Mhm.
or multiple major injuries, I still feel like what I did in off season. It's our
Yeah.
division. It's ours to win. If we don't, you know, that's on us, not on them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've said in the space and everything. It's on us to that we control our own destiny.
Yep.
Um, and I'm gonna be honest with you. The way this team is constructed, only thing that can stop us, honestly, is one Bobby Sloyd. We make that joke all the time, but also if CJ Stroud is hurt, if CJ Stroud is healthy this season again, and he's able to play all 17 games, Nothing. I don't care if we get receiver injuries, knock on wood. Running back injuries, offensive line injuries. I think we can sustain all of that. Defensive injuries, hell, we already got Christian Harris out. So if we can sustain, I think we can sustain all of that if CJ is healthy. CJ is just that dude that overcomes all of that. I do want to go back to King Focal was talking about how the Titans Coliseum was talking to Will Levis on when we had the podcast by stumbling over my words when we had the podcast battle. They were hyping up Will Levis like Will Levis was the second coming or something. Like he
Oh,
was 10 times better than Ryan Tannehill.
mhm.
And if week one was any indication, somebody lied.
Yeah,
Um,
because you know what it is? They bought into, well, you know what? This isn't the team with Derrick Henry. This isn't a Vrabel team. We got a head coach, even though he's a rookie, and I know folks looked at us. So
mhm.
if they can do it, we can do it, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
that's something that you do aspire, because we did it. We looked at certain teams those 3 years we were asked, and we sat there
Mhm.
and said, yeah, we do such and such. We could, find ourselves in the position we're in right now. So I don't have a problem with people thinking that, but it was like you ignored everything of why y'all didn't want him, because we remember draft night.
Mhm.
I remember some of them folks on that College M podcast that was pissed.
Oh, hold
And
on. Let's not talk about this one. RJ till
oh,
till
okay.
like the till right before the season was still
Uh-huh.
posting, was still on the AFC South chat and on Twitter. We have an AFC South chat that we all talk junk in. That he was in there still posting Shadur Sanders
Yeah.
memes. So like he's still holding out hope. He was always holding
Yeah.
out hope for them to get another quarterback. And he didn't like. I think
They're like this
honestly,
mid season
what
before he
what
was like,
what's but what's crazy, Swan, is that oh man, here come the black man coming in late.
yep.
uh,
Uh,
What did I tell you the last time? I said he getting more colored every week. I said, watch. Wait till he come in about 20, 30 minutes late. Then he made the full transformation.
um, so right now we talking about the state of the division and everything like that. So um I was in the midst of talking about Will Levis, and I want to mention how before the draft last year, I think the whole division needed quarterbacks outside of Jacksonville at the time. And so everybody was talking about which quarterback are we going to take because we all had relative high picks. So everybody was trying to see who's going to take who, this, and that, whether we were going to take Bryce or CJ, whether the Colts were going to take Anthony Richardson or Will Levis, and all of that. And the running joke was, we used to play, yeah, the Colts, y'all gonna draft Will Levis. Oh, the Titans, y'all gonna draft Will Levis. And you say that, and it was like you were cursing at him or something. So and then you come in with the Titans drafting them in the second round, and then they want to turn that whole scenario around when you've been trying to distance yourself from him, saying he's just that horrible of a player the whole offseason. Now he's on your team. Now you gotta turn it all around and praise him and this, and that, and hold out hope. Then he goes out there and shits the bed week one. Then you back at square one all over again, talking about give me Shadur Sanders or Quinn Ewers or whoever the hell else is out there. Oh yeah, Yvonne said Mike always late. And Mr. Gardman is tardy. He say
kind
it
of
ain't.
just driving across the state right now, and I had to find a place where I could actually do the show because I tried this, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago when I was
Mhm,
driving, and it would just shut down the whole time. And so
mhm.
found a spot. So
Yeah.
sorry,
We
man.
glad you made it. We glad you
Yeah.
made it. Like King
Oh my
Focus say, it
God.
ain't the H-Town rundown if Mike G isn't late.
Jesus Christ.
So
Think about it. Mike late and Jules go to sleep early.
yeah, Jules, yeah, Jules be bobbing out. Jules, Jules like them people at church with the finger up, and he just quietly
Yeah.
quietly exit on out and don't say nothing. He don't say bye nothing. He just pop off and be gone.
Goodbye. Yeah.
So yeah, man, we just talking about the AFC South. What are your thoughts about the AFC South, the rest of the division?
So I was a little surprised that Tennessee was kind of having their way with Chicago throughout the game, and then they kind of just broke down the third quarter with special teams blunders. And I mean, I think Chicago had a pick six, a blocked punt for a touchdown. I mean, they didn't have to really rely very much on Jesus Christ, the second coming of Jesus Christ, and Caleb Williams, who threw for a grand total of 93 yards against bad Titans pass D. I mean, because they were trailing for most of it, so you can't put that on game script like, oh, they were leading the whole time. They weren't. I think the Colts gave us everything they had and, caught our secondary sleeping a couple times. So I think they're still going to be an 8-9 win team. I think Indy's still good. Or for them, I think they're good.
Well, I mean, if you 500 or a little bit over 500, you're a good team. So I mean, it's not a knock on them, but I mean that's what they were last year. Wasn't they 9-8 last year?
I believe so.
Yes,
Yeah,
because because we were
Right.
10-8.
10-7.
Right.
Yeah, so
So-
they're 9-8 with AR. Then you have to sit back and say, "Oh, okay. Then what do we need to do in the offseason? Kind of like what we did, and where do you improve at?" So I think they don't have the same target as we do, or the pressure, which I got. Our guy says, "Okay, they know they ready for it." I think it's us, the Jags, as far as pressure, based on our rosters and what the expectations are. But yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be hilarious by the end of the season. Because I feel like we're the only team in the division that feels super 100,000% secure that we have a franchise quarterback. Jacksonville fans are gonna be questionable and all of that, but going into next week, I think Brandon said it earlier that the Colts and Titans got lucky because the Colts are playing Malik Willis. And then the Titans are playing. Who are the Titans playing?
The Jets.
Yes, they're playing Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but I don't know if call that lucky.
Aaron Rodgers, man, if you watched Aaron Rodgers, I know it was the 49ers defense.
Game in 2 years, 2+ years. So you can sit back and say, being that it's the Titans, I'll play this. If you ask me to bet money, I would take Aaron Rodgers over Will Levis.
Oh, yeah.
In a game. I'm saying this. I mean, the Jets have a good defense. It didn't look like it was all that great, Monday night, but look who you were playing. And you was on the road. But I'm just saying this. That defense, same one that got after us last year. And we had our O-line was not our starting O-line. And we were missing, Tank and so forth. So I'm sitting here thinking, you don't even have the quarterback that we have. So we know Rodgers is better than Zach Wilson. Okay, let's just be honest. Okay.
How old is Aaron though?
He's 52.
I don't care if he can be 100.
You take one good hit. We're gonna talk about hits, but you take one good hit. I mean,
okay, right. And guess what? You take one good hit. Where do you have that meme? Or it's not a meme, it's really a photo of when Levis threw that pick six and he was on his knees and go like, yeah. I will take 39, 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers with one hit that he could be out than Will Levis knowing that he could throw a pick six. Either way, it's an L. I'd rather take the guy that's a future Hall of Famer. We know is accurate. He may be old, but you're accurate. And the dude is inaccurate. And I hit throwing pick sixes.
Swan, that's a real hot take going with a back-to-back MVP over the mayonnaise man. But
I'm telling you. I like
But yeah.
controversy. That's what AD said. I have my little controversy,
Mm.
but
I'm trying to. Oh, I found it. I
but I'm just
just.
saying is if Chicago, who has,
Mike,
solid
where did Mike
defense, have
go?
a good defense. Where'd he go?
Mike disappeared on us. What happened?
Mm, oh, Mike.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah,
There we
that.
go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, give me Aaron Rodgers, okay? I'll take my chances, okay? But here's the other thing is, if the Bears defense could do that to Levitz, can you imagine what the Jets front can do to him? So
Yeah, man.
I just feel like, you know what? They could be 0-2. And I have no problem with that.
Hmm. I just I kind of want to know what King Folk was talking about. Is it me or does he look like he lost a lot of weight? Who are you talking about? um. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments, but they
Right.
talking about what we about to move on to next, and that's the Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay.
No, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he lost like they brought it up
Oh, I
on.
thought you said he did. I was like, huh?
Damn, no,
Yo,
No, he
Mike,
did.
Mike,
did.
D-I-E.
He
he
Jesus,
did. I was
no.
like, shit.
Okay, so hold up, Mike G, you're not enunciating. Damn, come on now.
Oh, he was talking about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers lost weight, but I mean,
Yeah, but you could understand him lose a little bit of weight because you're getting older,
oh,
so you want to make sure.
before we go into Tua, that's what I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Saleh
Ooh,
is ass as a head coach. Are we not just gonna talk about it? Because I mean, he's been the head coach for the Jets for like what 4 or 5 years now,
yes,
and they haven't had a winning record since he's been there. If
correct.
I'm not mistaken,
So, no, he has not. I think the most they've won is maybe 7 games. I
7
think.
games is
I
like
think in the very beginning he might have got 7. I think 7 and 10 is the most they've won.
mm,
Here's my
mm,
thing. I don't. Part of it I blame on their GM, and then there's the part with him because you up until Rodgers and he got hurt, you hadn't had a quarterback. And let's just be honest, if you don't have one of those,
mm-hmm.
no matter how great your defense is, you ain't gonna win very many games, and it's gonna show. You can win few games here and there, but eventually, you're gonna come against a team that can put up points, and then you can't play from behind. That was the whole thing is they would get behind, or folks grind it out with you, and they know you can't get more than 10 points, and they win in 12 to 13, 15, whatever. So the issue I have with Saleh is the hiring of his coaching staff. So how the roster is constructed, I'm gonna put that more on the GM, and only because that's the guy who came from the Eagles, Douglas. So he's experienced. Saleh first time coach.
Yeah, I think they said it.
These OCs that you're hiring,
Well, I mean,
doing. And I'm talking about before he hired Hackett, which we know that's a Rodgers guy. He still wasn't hiring the right guy.
well, I mean, King Fogle said it best. Like him and Mike McDaniel are the quintessential examples of great coordinators. Not very good head coaches.
Correct.
I wouldn't say Mike McDaniel's a bad head coach.
No, his own fan base. They was talking. His thing is they are soft, don't have an identity.
They're a finesse team, yeah.
Well, look at their head coach. What the hell?
They don't have an identity.
Mike McDaniel?
No, they do have an identity. It's
SWAFT.
No, they do not.
That's what.
Yes, they do.
What's the identity?
Speed.
Okay, yes. Okay, but
I didn't say it was the best identity, but they do have one.
But that's not. I mean, but who was it? What's his name last year? Fangio, when he had made comments about team, the players, and so forth, because they was bitching and whining about practice. And
Hey, we get into a rabbit hole about
sorry,
my
that's what you are for. You the moderator.
but
Monitor.
I'm just looking back at the New York Jets record. They haven't had a winning season since 2015.
That
Whew,
checks out.
Um,
9 years. That was
I
the
mean,
last
the
time we
bit,
yeah,
played a championship game, ain't it?
starting, yeah, that was when Butt Fumble. Was it Butt Fumble?
right.
No, Butt Fumble. Butt
It was the
Fumble
year
I
was.
mean,
before.
14. Yeah.
Oh, I thought Butt Fumble was 2008 or something. 2010,
No,
11.
no, no, no. Like,
Uh,
and that was the point I was going to bring up. That aside from Aaron Rodgers, who has played one full game for them,
Mm-hmm.
the best quarterback they've had over the last decade is Mr. Butt Fumble.
mm-hmm. Yeah, which is wild. And I'm looking at it like starting with 2016, 5 and 11, 5 and 11, 4 and 12, 7 and 9, 2 and 14, 4 and 13, 7 and 10, and 7 and 10 the
Yeah.
last 2 years. Um, Robert Saleh coaching for his job, and I wouldn't be surprised if once he gets. I'm not saying if once he gets fired this year,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they move on from Matt Burke and make Robert Saleh the defensive coordinator for the
Mm.
Houston Texans.
Okay, so let me ask this question: do you think? Because that takes a lot of checking your ego to
If
come
you
work for your
The guy that replaced you.
Because think about it.
Brian Flores,
Oh,
Well,
still. Okay.
I mean,
That
that was
was
a
a
year of
I mean
tumultuous.
Brian. Hold on, Brian Flores went from coordinator to potential head coach to all the way quality control, damn near coach.
He did.
So that you talking about, like, I know he wasn't a head coach and got demoted, but he was one of the top candidates for head coach and was a top
Mhm.
coordinator and got
Mhm.
demoted from a top coordinator to damn near a quality control guy.
Yeah.
Right. No, I'm just saying, but going to work for somebody who worked for you is a lot different.
Yeah.
To check that ego. Mm.
Yeah, but I mean, I would personally welcome it
Oh, I
because
would welcome it. I'm just saying, I don't know if he would do
yeah.
it.
It would give D'Amico some relief.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, he still would have his hands on it, but you got a guy that, excuse me, is known for having great defenses.
And he could just
So,
focus on that.
Oh yeah.
um, so I know we're gonna talk about the tour thing. Do y'all want to talk about something light before tour? Because tour is a little serious, and then we gotta go ahead and jump into the preview for the
Right.
game. But
Yeah, I
um,
would.
Sure.
Not talk about, but just mention. Hey, what are y'all wearing to the game? Or you rather to the
oh
game on
no,
Sunday?
I was gonna talk about something that happened.
Oh, what was positive that happened? Because light.
That's my Michelle. Oh, that's
Oh Lord. Yeah, go ahead.
Mike. You don't know what happened?
I'm lost. I don't know what is going on.
You don't remember what happened with Unc Shannon Sharp?
Oh,
You didn't hear what he said. Oh, Michelle. That's why I went like,
I forgot the name, but yeah,
That's my
yeah,
Michelle.
I
yes.
heard.
What are y'all?
Lord.
What are y'all thoughts about up here getting it in on Instagram Live at 56, 57 years old?
Yeah,
Hey.
he was
Okay,
hacked.
first of all, I take offense to that. So it's
No,
not the
I
age.
didn't mean it in an offensive way.
You say getting
But
on, you mentioned his age.
but Swan, you ain't about. Are you about to get on Instagram Live?
No, but
Okay.
I wouldn't get on Instagram Live at 25 if it was for around when I was then. So I mean,
I'm just saying, it's just the point of, because some people still speculating, well, it was a setup. He did it on purpose because he
I
sold the
do.
hell out. He sold the hell out of them damn pills and shit that he always be talking about on his podcast. Them little whatever he call them, rubies or something like that, that he be taking to get an erection. That's one of his
Really?
sponsors, and he been
Oh,
promoting, and like after that happened, that's all he been talking about. And like he had a roast session last night with Lavelle Crawford, I think Cat Williams, Kai Cenat, a whole bunch of different people came on, and Cam Newton came on, and everybody that came on, Snoop Dogg was on as well. Everybody that came on the podcast, he was like, I'm gonna send y'all some of these. I'm gonna send y'all some of these. And he kept flashing the little pills and stuff. I'm like, bro,
I think he's
this,
trying to
this,
save face with it because I
it's fine.
I really thought it was more about trying to
Say he not gay.
exactly. I hate to say that, but which
Oh.
in turn he actually looked more gay by doing that. I'll be honest with you.
Oh
Okay,
man,
come on now.
did like that was when I say that shit, I was like, I'm at work, and then I hadn't been on the chest and then I pop on and I hear all this about Unc this, and I see all these memes. I'm like, what the hell happened? All I did was go on the search bar and type in Shannon Sharp, and there it was all
Okay,
one
like your
minute.
work computer.
No, on my phone. All 1 minute and 26 seconds of that's my Michelle. And start growling.
The
I'm like,
growling shit was.
I said, what the hell? And gotta give it now give it to the girl. She made some appealing noises and she sounded like she was getting pleased and everything like that. I don't know why we done went off the rails with this, but she put in a good effort. She made it, sound okay. But when I came in talking about that's my Michelle and started growling, I said, "Oh, bro, oh, his boy said
Too
I'm gonna put that dick up in you." I said,
much.
"Oh,
You said
God,
too much for you.
huh?"
That was too much for you.
That I say, come on, man, like. I said, it
Hmm.
made it worse. Like, oh, you see, he definitely had something. And Yvonne laughing, but yeah, no, to me that was the highlight, hilarious, like for the whole week. That watching the videos and the remakes and not Bubba Dub, what's his name? The one that be doing Dion. What's the,
Oh,
what's the
30.
dude?
Oh no, hold up.
The one that be doing Coach Prime and all them and
Uh,
Cam and forgot his name, but he was hilarious. Um it's just a whole bunch of people like remaking it and everything. Oh yeah, so he on them sparks with the PLC advertised.
Do they make
Oh,
you
hey,
growl?
do they make you growl? um, and so yeah, he was. Then they was laughing him trying to justify the whole minute because it didn't. My thing is, tell me if I'm wrong, but if I'm fucking, how the hell you pick up your phone mid fuck and then go lay it back down? Like, cause it sounded like they was active when the phone fell. Like when it going on live, it looked like they was already active. Something was going down. The map, the timing ain't timing for me. Like I don't know how some people may, but when I'm in that mode, I ain't about to just stop. Get on my phone, open up Instagram, swipe left, hit the button, wait 3 seconds, make sure my connection on, then say, oh, I'm gonna drop my phone. Now,
somebody said that you have to press it like 3 times or something like
yeah,
that.
you gotta
I
go.
ain't know when live, so I don't know. So
I don't mess with Instagram like that to even be talking about going live. Like he said, our truth, yeah. Hey, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. The math ain't mathing. Who thinking about live? Exactly. Ain't nobody.
Somebody who pre-planned it.
There you go. He had to check his fantasy team.
uh-uh.
So, but man, that was to me that was a highlight of the week. But we can go right into Tua and the seriousness of Tua Tagovailoa sustaining yet another concussion against the Buffalo Bills last night. Third was it in the third quarter when it
Yeah,
happened?
4:35, 4:38, around that mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was the fourth quarter.
No,
No,
third
third.
quarter. That was at
Third
no.
quarter.
It was 4th and 4, and it was like 4:38.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So basically it was a fourth down. He ran up the middle to try to get the first down, didn't slide, went head first into DeMar Hamlin of all people.
Yep.
And I mean, it wasn't a impactful hit. It
It
just
wasn't
looked
a
like
hit. It was he hit the head on the
hit,
ground.
yeah. He hit the side of his head, and his head, like the way the hit happened, his
Mhm.
neck and head popped back on the impact, and so I think that's what got him.
Oh no, they showed it again. That's what I'm saying is
Mm.
so if you I think I saved it, but yeah, so he took it where it went towards the neck, but when he did, when he was falling down, his head
Mhm.
hits the back like he did the last time. The difference was the force wasn't as hard, but it was hard enough because it snapped back his head, hit the
Mm-hmm.
turf again. So if you find that, because everybody, I mean, it's been replayed over and over again. And they actually had the game on again with NFL Network today. I would have thought they would have replayed that. I know usually they do, but I'm like, ugh. So yes, so it was that once again. He don't know how to fall. They just going to say that.
I mean, that's been his whole mo. That's the reason why he got freaking hurt every year. I got it right here. Let me share my screen so we can watch it and talk about it. Shout out to Warren Sharp for help providing the video.
Yeah. So
So we'll watch it again when it pops back on. You
right.
see it
Okay.
there.
So watch this. Bam.
Yeah,
No. His head. I'm saying this. The point of it is, and that's when he. So watch what his head does.
yeah, but I'm looking at his arm when his head hit Hamlin.
No, but
His
I'm saying, but he
arm is
didn't do
in
the
it.
fingers thing until. No,
Well,
I'm saying this. He took the contact, but the moment he hit his head is when his body went the way it went.
mm,
Keep in mind, he's had that uh the concussion
yeah,
and it's the second time it's the same spot, so it doesn't
Yeah.
take very much. So for somebody else, you hit your head, you may get a woozy, you may have a concussion, you may or may not. For him, it's just automatic.
yeah,
So it was the point of it is that he initiated the contact. Don't know why. I know he wanted that fourth down conversion, but dude, let them come to you. Embrace
hmm.
yourself. I mean, I don't know what you
Well,
was
the thing
thinking.
about it, he was already past the first down marker. He just needed to
Mhm.
just get down.
He
Yeah.
don't know how to slide. You know, he took the lessons last year, and
Yeah.
I think was supposed to help him. He forgot about
Yeah.
it. He went with his instincts.
Yeah, so because
Yeah.
he
You're
was a
right.
good he was a good what 2 or 3 yards past the first down marker when that hit happened.
Mhm.
So it was, I know it's instinct, but that just goes to show he doesn't have the instinct. But prayers up to Tua Tagovailoa. You don't ever want to see that happen in the NFL. I mean,
No,
when DeMar Hamlin got carted off and we thought he was dead on
no
the
good.
field, you never want to see those type of injuries or those type of things. Yeah, broken bones and all that stuff and ACL tears. You don't want to see that either, but that comes with the game. And unfortunately, plays like this Tua hit and the concussion is a part of the game as well. So you hate to see it. Tua's a good person. Tua's a good
Yeah.
kid. Nobody's ever said a bad word about him. As far
Mhm.
as personal, they of course they talk about his play, but that's everybody gets critiqued and criticized about their play, no matter who you are. But he's a great kid, good person, just unfortunate string of luck. But prayers out to Tua. Don't know what's going to happen for him in the future. Don't know if it's possible retirement. Don't know I don't know if he's going to have to be medically retired or anything like that. But it's just a wait and see. But hopefully, Tua recovers. Don't know if he's going to play, but if he does, great for him. Just hope he protects himself. Think he'll be the first quarterback with the Guardian cap. Playing
Man,
if he does come back. Um, they with this type of hit, just be prepared, people that watch football on Sundays, to see a lot more people wearing that damn sheet on their head. They ain't talking about the KKK.
It's
But but you're gonna see a lot of people with that bubble wrap on their helmet, man. So just to kind of protect themselves so they won't have that type of issue like Tua. But let's go right into it, man, because we already 40 minutes in. Let's go ahead and talk about this game on Sunday. The zesty Caleb Williams coming into NRG on Sunday
They
night with the roof open. Like I said earlier, the roof is gonna be open. We got
the roof,
fireworks
the roof
show.
is on fire.
It may be on fire with them damn
Water,
fireworks.
oh, but never mind. Sorry.
um, but I'm like, if all it took was some panels to get blown off for us to finally open the roof,
Just blow them panels off.
yeah, like we should have been went up there and got up in that circuit system in the air or whatever they want to call it, weather system, and start creating hurricanes to blow it off. Thought we was gonna get hit again, but luckily it went by us, so it just waved and said hey and kept on
Yeah.
moving. We gave it basically, what was it? Francine gave us the head nod, like, what
Yeah.
up?
What
Like,
up, fam? What up, fam? Catch you next time.
yeah, so thankfully that happened. So other than that, man, but Sunday night, 7:20 kickoff, the Houston Texans play Chicago Bears. What are y'all expecting to see on Sunday? Because we can talk about the positives and the negatives, but let's just be positive right now. Let's talk about what positives y'all are expecting to see on Sunday.
I'm expecting another pretty heavy dose of Joe Mixon. I think he's going to have another big game. I mean, I know we talked about it ad nauseum in our film review show. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. We go pretty deep into the breakdown. But Kenyon Green and even Tonsil was run blocking. I mean, it was such a piece of art the way they held it down. I think Mixon's going to be in a good position to eat against that Bears lackluster run D. I think Stingley's going to pick off Caleb Williams, get his first interception of the season. Bullock may get his second pick. I'm not going to say a blowout because we were kind of talking about potentially blowing out the Colts, and part of that say it's a division rivalry, and
No, we weren't.
We will. Hey,
who is we? Are you saying
Yeah, who's
something?
we?
Hey, let me say this.
I told you 31-23.
Let me say this. If Jimmy Ward doesn't play, it's a blowout. Okay? You take 2 of them touchdowns away. They take 14 or however many points it was. Take those 14 points off the board. They got, what's 14 minus 20, 27? That's what, 13, right? 29-13. That's a blowout. 30-13 is a blowout too, Swan. So I would have in any other scenario that was a blowout. You can watch the game and see that we dominate that game, but y'all go ahead, Swan.
I agree with Mike G. It'll be another dose of mixing, but I think it'll be sprinkled in with some Cam Akers home game, and so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Tank going off in this game. I expect to see a little bit more of Diggs. I mean, I'll take 2 tutties, but I'm just talking about as far as yardage. I felt like it was like a nice, beginning. Nico is going to be Nico, and I expect CJ to be CJ. I expect that. Okay, like you said, you got that first game jitters out the way, and we at home, and I expect him to show out.
Yeah.
The defense, I expect him to truly be running for his life the entire game. So I know they're down a wide receiver. Rome isn't playing.
Keenan Allen is possibly out as well.
Yeah, and
They're
well,
both questionable.
right now them deep dish pizzas. That's a joke because he gained like almost 20 pounds. So
He said he
I
like
don't know.
250. It ain't like
Yeah,
250 from receiver.
yeah, they got 3 tight ends now.
Yeah, well, hey, there you go. Oh
um,
yeah, speaking of that, Case Stover. I'm looking forward to seeing his first home game because I mean he was blocking and I appreciate that, but I expect to see him getting some receiving yards. I'm looking forward to seeing Brevin Jordan because playing at home, and I definitely want to see Mechie. I hope he is
hmm,
not inactive. I really
I
do.
think Mitch is gonna be inactive again. Um, I know we want to see him, but
I'm saying, but home game is kind of like, well, some guys play better at home than on the road.
mhm.
So to me, Brevin and Mechie and
Let me say
Hutch,
this. Let me
those
say
three
this.
seem to play better at home than on the
Right.
road.
But let me say this one. John Mitch is gonna be inactive as long as Robert Woods is on his team. Hopefully Robert Woods gets traded at the deadline. But as long as Robert Woods is on his team, John Mitch is gonna be inactive every
Hold
week.
on, was he even in? Did he play? I didn't even
He
look. I
played,
didn't know
Yes.
yeah.
that.
Robert Woods played like 2 or 3 snaps.
Oh, okay. I was because I didn't remember seeing
Yeah,
him.
He was blocking.
yeah, he was blocking. He
Okay.
doing. So there's 2 things that I'm excited to see in this game. The generational quarterback, Caleb Williams. Um,
Mm.
I remember way back when people were saying tank for Caleb.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
look where we at now.
Mm.
Caleb Williams is, I said it preseason, I said it before the draft. I'm gonna keep saying it. This dude, Caleb Williams, is going to be a bust. Not necessarily that he's going to be Zach Wilson level of ass, but for the team that the Bears have supposedly built around him with the weapons and the defensive players and all of that,
Mhm.
he's going to severely disappoint because they're not going to win. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. Even though they beat the Titans, they're not competing in that division. It's Detroit's division. So
It is, but they could compete for a wild card if the diva quarterback could take a step forward. I mean, he's breaking glass ceilings at this point. We got a diva quarterback now.
look, let me say this. My second person that I'm excited to see is none other than the great Henry Tortor.
What? He said his name proper.
um, Seeing Tortor, see if he can have a repeat performance. Give me a little hope. Give me a little hope, Henry. If you don't do nothing else, just give me some hope. And hopefully Henry can be on the road to prove AD wrong. I'm okay if I'm the one that makes you play well, sir. Um,
Well, then you got to keep doubting him then.
look, I've been doubting him for a whole year. So it don't hurt. Um, but no, man, I'm excited to see a lot of different things. Can we repeat the run game like Mike said with Joe Mixon? Can the defense wreak havoc? Like Swan said on the defensive line in his face all day. Caleb Williams, only issue, and I said it on the Houston Texans roundtable with Ruben, Stressens, and Harley, that my biggest key is keeping Caleb Williams in the pocket. If you keep Caleb Williams in the pocket, you're gonna win 99.9% of your games because Caleb Williams cannot operate in the pocket. He has to make the flashy plays. I would dare say he's a flashy QB. But he has to make those rollout plays, and he, sadly is realizing that you can't do that in the NFL. Everybody is just as fast and just as elusive as you are. Johnny Manziel found out, even though he was on coke. Um, but
Did
I
that
said,
hurt to say?
no. I mean, we all knew what Johnny was. Johnny could play, he could make plays, but Johnny was a great college quarterback. I don't think anybody outside of Skip Bayless was hoping Johnny Manziel was going to be a great NFL quarterback. But
Well, there are people in the Browns front office,
I mean, they just haven't. Honestly, at this point, I think the Browns is just a cursed organization
They are.
because you go from drafting Johnny Manziel and him being on drafting him on coke and him, drunk, high, all of that. You had to get rid of him. You go and you get Baker Mayfield, and you don't even see Baker Mayfield out. You don't even give him the time. And you move on from Baker, and now Baker's actually playing decent football now.
Very good football.
You know, yeah. And you go to get Deshaun Watson, who's a shell of himself, who's a shell of himself at this point. And now he's out there with another lawsuit. So the luck goes on and on. It's just horrible luck for the Browns. I feel bad for them because conceptually they built the team to win and make it to a Super Bowl, but as it is has always been, if you don't have the man under center to take you to the place, to the promised land, I don't care what you put on the field. You can have the best running back, you can have the best receiver, you can have the best defense. If you don't have that man under center that can do the things that need to be done to get you to the Super Bowl, you're never going to get there.
You talking about the Niners?
Yeah, I mean, like, Niners got that. They just ain't they ain't got the guy to win it.
Right.
They tried with Kaepernick, that didn't happen. They tried with was it Alex Smith? No, not Alex Smith.
Yeah.
It's what Jimmy
Well,
G.
they did have him.
Jimmy G. They tried it with Jimmy G.
Jimmy
I knew it was a white quarterback. And then they tried it with they trying it with Brock Purdy, even though they look poised, they look good this year, but
But they
that
didn't. I mean, but that Shanahan cost them that game. I mean, Super Bowl. So it's unlike where you say, "Well, damn, they don't have a solid quarterback to go with their team." I mean, he's solid. He's not great, but he's solid.
yeah, but it's only those rare occasions that if you look at all the past Super Bowl winners, it's only been like what the Nick Foles Super
Yeah,
Bowl
Napoleon Dynamite.
and the Joe Flacco Super Bowl. Like those are like the only two.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, it was that when
He
they
was
won,
good in his prime.
he was when they won, he was that guy. Yeah,
Right,
Russell
okay,
Wilson now.
He wasn't
Huh?
highly drafted, and he
No,
was a
but
game manager on that first Super Bowl.
let me say this. I'm not even talking about draft status. I'm talking about just having the guy. Like having a guy that is like, because we can say that because Tom Brady wasn't a high draft pick, but Tom Brady is the GOAT. So it's just the point of being that guy. Russell Wilson was that guy. So he wasn't a first round pick. He was a third round pick. But coming into this league, he came in and took a starting job as a third round quarterback over two veterans. He was the third quarterback going into training camp that year and won the starting job. So he had that it factor is what I'm saying. And you look at all the Super Bowl winners, whether it be Matthew Stafford. As much as people want to talk about Matthew Stafford is that guy. You go back, of course, Patrick Mahomes is the guy. He's possibly gonna be the next GOAT. So you look at, I mean, it's been literally Tom Brady. You sprinkle in a Joe Flacco, you sprinkle in a Nick Foles, then you got Patrick Mahomes, and you sprinkle in a Matthew Stafford, and then you got Patrick Mahomes again. So, like, that's literally been the Super Bowl winners for like the last 10, 15 years.
You got Eli a couple times, but
Eli, Talking about future Hall of Famer Eli. I wish the Giants. I know the Giants wish they had Eli now.
Oh my God.
As much as they talk
They'll
about
settle
Eli,
for
hell,
they'll settle for Derek Carr.
I'm surprised they ain't blowing up the phone trying to get Davis Mills. But back to the game, Big Ben, yeah, Big Ben, as well. But once again, Big Ben was one of those guys. And I didn't think the Steelers haven't won a Super Bowl. When was the last time they won a Super Bowl? That was like against the Cardinals.
2010.
2010,
That was against the
2011.
Cardinals, right?
That was
Yeah.
2010.
That was like
Hell of
14
a
years
game.
ago. Yeah, that was a great game. But going back into it is to the game itself, because we go on to these tangents. Lord Jesus, it's spaces all over again. 7 degrees of separation. But going back into the game on Sunday, I'm expecting the Texans to put on a dominant performance. I'm gonna keep saying that every week because I don't think any teams, especially honestly, I don't even see a challenge. Maybe the Buffalo game, maybe, but I don't even see Jacksonville. I don't even see Jacksonville.
I expect, even though it's the Vikings, and I make the jokes that it's Sam Darnold, so we go win. Brian Flores is a damn good DC, and we are 0-6 against the Vikings. So I don't think it'll be an easy game. Will we be favored? I would expect we would if we win tomorrow. On Sunday, we will be favored. But I'm not gonna say you won't have a challenge. Because their run game, their offensive line is solid. So they have Aaron Jones over there. So another good back that we will be trying to contain. So I'm not going to just automatically say that won't be a challenge before Buffalo.
Well, let's see how they perform this week.
Yeah.
Because all in all, Swan, let's get it straight. Who did they play week 1?
Giants.
They possibly played.
They beat the
Swan
49ers last year too.
Swan, that's last year, but I'm talking about right now. The way that team is currently constructed, missing T.J. Hawkinson, and all
Addison
of that
is out now.
Addison is out.
Yeah,
so you missing all of that on offense and everything like that. They whooped on potentially one of the, if not the worst team. Well, the Panthers are the worst team.
Yes, the second worst team.
The second worst team in the NFL, who's gonna be taking either Shadur Sanders or Quinn Ewers with the second overall pick in the next year's draft. Like as much, movement, because then they get old boy from Carolina, the end.
Brian Burns.
They got Brian Burns. They got anybody but KT on their defensive line. Dexter Lawrence is on their defensive line. You had all these different playmakers, but they're ass. The team is ass, especially when you got Daniel Jones running the ship. So I can't take much emphasis on what the Vikings are, because they play one of the worst teams in the NFL. Now,
their defense is 1,200.
I'm just saying their defense is nothing to they're no slouch.
I don't give a damn.
Okay.
What defense you have. You can have goddamn King Kong out there on the defensive line and have one of the top 2 defenses in the league. We can play San Francisco tomorrow. We can play the Jets. We can play any one of these teams that say they got a top defense, and I'm still coming in the game with the same confidence, because I don't care what you have. You're not stopping C.J. Stroud, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, Kay Stover, Joe Mixon, Brevin Jordan, whoever. And even if you want to say John Mechie and Xavier Hutchinson, all of these different weapons you can't stop it all.
So we're going 17-0 is what you're saying.
No, and I said it at the very beginning, Swan. What did I say? The only thing that can stop us is us. If we lose games, I think Barry said it in the group chat on the spaces. If we lose games, especially because of the offense of performance, it's not because the defense stopped us. It's because the offense ourselves didn't perform to the level that we're supposed to perform. Even this past game, you can say that the offense was not running on full cylinders, was not running on full tilt. Yeah, we had the run game going. That was great. But the passing game was not where we thought and where it needed to be. What we were used to last year. So even if we were to lose that game, we can pinpoint and say, hey, yeah, we ran the ball, but we couldn't throw, we could not operate passing the ball worth a damn. CJ had 234 yards, and 55 of those yards was on one pass to Nico Collins. So you take that away, now you're talking about 170 something yards passing for a whole game. So let's talk about it. Same thing we did with Anthony Richardson. You take away those 3 passes, Anthony Richardson barely breaks 100 yards passing. So it's a lot, and like I say, that's my thought process. If we lose games, I don't give a damn if the defense is giving up 25 points. What we have on offense, we should score 30 a game, regardless of the defense. Because, like you said, Swan, yeah, the Vikings with Brian Flores, they have a hell of a defense. Okay, what are you gonna take away? Because you can't take everything away. If you want to say, well, since Joe Mixon went crazy, let's take away Joe Mixon. Well, hell, now you got Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, and Tank Dell running wide, butt ass naked open and going crazy. Pause. And doing what they need to do to bust the game wide open. Pause. And then Rodney's and he's saying the Bears have a good defense.
They got a few good players.
Yeah, they got good players.
They got good defense. Their secondary is very good.
Mm-hmm.
So they got.
I mean, you got Jalen Jones, and then everybody else. I forgot the X Factor, Jonathan Bowles.
No, I'm talking about Byard, and I forgot the other young man's name.
You talking about Jonathan Bowles?
No.
He was the X Factor because without that block punt touchdown, do the Bears win that game?
No.
So he's their X Factor, however you want to say it. But let's go into keys to the game and go ahead and get a prediction. We've been on here an hour. Let's go ahead and knock it out. Go ahead, Swan. What are your keys to the game?
Once again, sorry.
Swan up there cooking them greens, man. Right now. Go ahead, got them.
No, I am not cooking any greens right now. Ha ha. No, I was actually refreshing my drink. But anyway. No. Key to the game, once again, is the run game. Let's start off. Trenches. Offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly the blocking.
Does Drew Scruggs play?
Huh?
Does Drew Scruggs play?
If he doesn't play, I'm hopeful that Patterson can come in and just be, okay. Don't let nobody put you on your backside,
If Patterson is playing, Joe Mixon ain't running for 150 yards this game.
No, actually, I don't know. I can't say that. Still probably could. It all depends. This will be his second season. So I'm not gonna sit there and not believe. I mean, if I did that, I'd have lost complete hope in your guy. But hey, I'm just saying. So, but anyway, trenches. You're getting me off track here. So blocking, most important. I want to see that. The pass pro, I need it to be better. The receivers, I mean, I have no, thing. They go do their thing. I already know that. The tight ends, hell, even Schultz, you had him out there actually blocking last Sunday too. So I think everybody has bought into that. So I expect the run game to be solid. Defense, secondary. I need them to get their head out their ass.
Talking
And
about Jimmy Ward.
Ward. I like a little bit more Kalen Bullock at home. Because if our secondary is just solid, I ain't saying great, just solid. It'll be a long day for Caleb Williams, and we should actually have this game over with by the time we get into the second quarter. That's just my opinion.
I feel you. What's your score prediction, Swan?
Ooh, I have 38 to between 13 to 16 points, maybe 17. I you know what? Once they sit down after we, tie this shit up and, Davis Mills comes in and so forth for relief, and we set our defense down, they might get to 17 points. So I got a 38-17 the max, but it could be lower than that.
So we got Swan saying the Texans 38, the Bears 17. We got Brandon saying 27-9. You got Texan Underground saying my keys get after Williams early. Don't give up easy passes. Stay locked in. Don't anticipate short routes. Mike G, what are your keys to this game?
Yeah, I mean, the Bears, if they were healthy, would also have a hellified receiving group. Instead, I mean, their number 2 option may be Texans legend DeAndre Carter, who had at one point he had nearly 200 yards in a single season with us. I think Jumbo Keenan Allen is probably going to play for him. He's listed as questionable at 257 pounds now. Roman Dunze, who I was pretty high on. He's also questionable, but I don't think he plays. They got a decent tight end duo with Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett, but can Caleb Williams get him the ball? Their O-line is not great. It's improved from what it was a couple years ago. I mean, look, it's improved from what it was a couple years ago. I didn't say it was good. It says improved from the dumpster
it's still ass. You talking about solid ass versus runny ass.
Ass.
I do think that Danielle Hunter is gonna get a sack or 2. He was close to having some sacks in game 1 there. The only one that even remotely strikes any fear in me along the Bears D-line, switching to the other side of the trenches, is Montez Sweat. I'm hoping that he is not going to be facing Titus Howard on every play. I like Titus, but that's a daunting task. But if Tunsil's lining up, he'll get a couple false start penalties, but he'll hold it down. And I mean, the Bears got a solid linebacker group. Obviously, everybody knows Jalen Johnson's an excellent corner, but they don't have anybody else. So I do think, and I know I've said this before, I think with the Texans receivers, they're going to kind of rotate. Not that that's the game plan, but it's just going to naturally happen. So I think this is a Tank Dell week. Kyler Gordon and who's the other Bears corner? Tyreek Stevenson. Both young corners with potential, but none of them have really done anything. I think Tank Dell and Nico Collins could have their way with them. Pause. And I think this is going to be, I don't want to predict a blowout win every week. It's not going to be that way, but this is Sunday night. You're finally hosting a primetime game. I think it's going to be a little bit of an odd score. I'm going to go with 30-19. But yeah, the Texans are going to go 2-0 here, and I think it's going to be a pretty comfortable win. Caleb Williams is going to be run for his life. So
we got Mike G, the Texans 30, Bears 19. You got Killer Cal saying 34-16 Texans. Let me say this, man. It's been 5 years since the Texans have hosted a Sunday night football game. The city of Houston has been deprived from primetime games and the national spotlight in general for like the last 5 years, whether it be in the Rockets or the Texans. National television games have been few and far in between for both those franchises, especially the Texans. Um, we had to make the playoffs to even be close to a primetime game. And if you won't even call that a primetime game, but like Mike said, I do expect the round robin of wide receivers, to kind of shrink down. Nico Collins. No, this is bad to say, but I don't think Nico Collins has had back-to-back great games. Even last year, it's always he has a great game, then there's a less than not so great game, and I think this is one of those games. Like Mike said, I think Tank Dell goes off. I think the offensive line still asserts their dominance again, and I think the defensive line. You talking about 2 sacks from Danielle Hunter? I said we get 2 from Danielle, we get 2 from Will. Um, Will Anderson comes in and makes some plays this game as well.
Helify.
Yeah, and Derek Stingley gets an interception.
Hold up. How many turnover you got?
It's only 1 turnover. I said 2. I said 4 sacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then I think Derek Stingley gets his first interception. This is going to be a hot take. Jimmy Ward gets either an interception or a fumble recovery this game.
Okay, how's that a hot take?
I mean,
He did that last year against Kyler?
No, that wasn't against Kyler. He only had 1 interception last year, and that was at the end of the Broncos game.
Okay, that's who it was. Okay, Russ.
Yeah.
I knew it was somebody he saved the day.
But that again, after the game Jimmy had, him getting an interception this game is gonna be wild.
On par with Eric Murray making a play.
Yeah, hey. Now Eric Murray ain't playing, but I don't know. Eric Murray is playing. I'm thinking,
Barely.
I keep getting him and MJ Stewart mixed together, but Eric Murray did. Eric Murray did save the 2-point conversion though.
You did.
So, and then hold on, we got Texans Underground say he got the Texans 30-10. Killer Cal say the hot take is he will return it for a touchdown. Now if we get a pick 6 from Jalen Petrie, that's a hot take. But
how's that a hot take? The dude had 5 in his rookie year, so it's not like it can't be done. He just,
he didn't score a touchdown his rookie year. He had 5 picks.
No, what I'm saying is for him to get it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at a pick 6. So
yeah. But
does Caleb Williams throw for over 93 yards?
Unfortunately, he does.
I think he does.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, but it's like shit.
That's a low bar.
It's like it's like if you're in the forest and you pissing on the ground, you pissing in the hole. Like it don't matter. You still pissing in the dirt, but hey, instead of the toilet. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't think he's gonna have. I don't even think he's gonna touch 200 yards. To be honest with you, if Roma Dunze and Keenan Allen are out, he's not touching 200 yards passing. But again, I have the Texans winning this game, putting 30 points. I'm gonna keep speaking into existence that we're gonna average 30 points a game because we're right there. 29.
Technically, had we not went for the 2-point conversion, it took the extra point.
We had 30 points, yeah.
Yes.
But I got the Texans winning this game, and honestly, from what I saw from them against the Titans, I think it's gonna be something weird, kind of like this: the Texans 34 and the Bears 12. I don't know how they get to 12.
You gonna hold on to no team scoring 2 2 touchdowns on us, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So is it 4 field goals or 6 safeties? What we
So
doing?
no, I think they scored a touchdown and kicked 2 field goals, but they missed the extra point, or they try to go for 2 and don't get it.
Okay.
So that's how they get to 12.
Okay.
But other than that, man, I'm pooped. I had a long week. I gotta get my rest. I gotta woosah because the Sunday night is gonna take it all out of me. Pause. Um,
Oh man.
I didn't need a
um,
pause.
Yeah.
so I gotta get my mind right and prepared because I'm a tailgate for the first time on Sunday,
Oh
and
no.
yeah, I got a few places I can go tailgate, but I'm gonna hit the spot for about an hour. Then I'm gonna head to the game, be in the stadium by 6:15, 6:30.
Because CJ and them said they
Um,
want us in our seats.
oh, but Swan, you already know I get there unless the wife, has,
And no, it ain't the wife.
um,
Blame Doc.
Swan. Anytime I'm late, what is the cause?
I don't know.
When I talk to you on game
Hey,
day,
okay. I'm gonna
so
have to ask her. Is she the reason why?
so she gonna say yeah. So other than that, man, I'm just ecstatic and hyped, ready to go. I finally got my CJ jersey in the mail. It's on the way. Been waiting for a minute. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I know y'all excited. The Texas fan base is excited to see our potential Super Bowl team playing in the stadium in a real game, not a preseason game, but a real game. See that offense on full display and the defense wreaking havoc on full display. So I'm excited. I'm ready. And any last words before I sign us out?
Don't tailgate too hard. Cause hey, I did that one time. I was supposed to be going inside the stadium and tailgate a little too hard, so I had to chill at the tailgate because I wasn't in no shape to walk into the stadium. I couldn't walk that far. I was in the orange lot. I could
Mm,
no, I wasn't gonna make it.
mm.
But
Um,
yeah.
what you got? Anything, Mike?
Yeah, I was just gonna remind everybody, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. Help us out in the algorithm. And thanks for watching. We can't wait for Sunday night's game.
Yes, sir. And of course, as always, stay royal. There's a reason why Chris's Twitter handle is still there at the bottom of the screen, and that's on purpose. Want people to keep his memory alive. Go ahead and follow him, and look at all the content and the posts and everything that he made for the last, I don't know how many years that we've been on Twitter in these spaces. Go back and in the archives and just listen to the good times and everything like that. So yes, always stay royal and follow him and follow everybody else that's on the bottom of the screen, including myself, Swan, and Mike G, and Jules, who sleep right now. Um, Other than that, man, it's been a great episode. This is your boy AD, and I want to thank my co-host Mike G, Auntie Swan, and we will see y'all on the next episode on Victory Tuesday on the All 22 with the Texans on 3 podcast joining us as well. Y'all enjoy y'all night, enjoy y'all weekend, and let's go Texans. Peace.
That's warm.